Welcome to Asheville, North Carolina in the 2019 Ingles Southern Conference Basketball Championships presented by General Shale. Tonight, the men's tournament gets underway. 2 opening round games, starting out with the 8-seeded VMI Keydets taking on the Catamounts of Western Carolina, the 9th seed. Ingles presents our tournament bracket. So here we go as VMI and Western Carolina will be followed by Samford and the Citadel. The winners advance with 6 teams waiting for action on Saturday. Hi everybody and welcome in. Along with Dean Keener, Pete Ganady with you. And we've been excited all year long leading up to the Southern Conference tournament. Safe to say among the most anticipated men's tourneys in a long time in this conference. Now key players in this ball game we're about to see, quite the contrast. Bubba Parham, the guard for VMI, top scorer in the league. He's a perimeter threat. While you've got a player inside for Western Carolina and Carlos Dotson that has come in and really taken this league by storm on the board.
It is tournament time, and that's when the stars need to shine. We've got 2 this evening. Carlos Dotson, the junior college transfer, big lefty, everything inside. And he does it really well, over 13 a game, second in the league in rebounding at 9.3. Very deserving of that third-team All-SoCon recognition. For VMI, they've got the league's leading scorer in Bubba Parham, almost 21 a game. He can score on all 3 levels. Got a little floater inside, a nice mid-range game, but you gotta guard him outside where he can knock down 40% of threes.
To courtside we go, and the third member of our team, Stormy Bonatoni. Stormy?
Thank you, Pete. The VMI Keydets closed out this regular season riding a 3-game win streak, which included rallying from a 16-point second-half deficit against the Citadel to close out this regular season. That, mixed with a sweep of today's opponent, has VMI feeling pretty optimistic and pretty confident. Head coach Dan Earl told me yesterday that with the youth and injuries that this team has faced throughout the season, every game is growth, but he has loved the fight of these guys and is certainly hoping to see that show up today in order to have success.
Thanks, Stormy. Dean Keener, break this game down for us. Our building blocks presented by General Shale.
Well, for Western Carolina, all about defense. In both losses, the Catamounts have allowed VMI to shoot the ball really well, 56% in the first game. And then that APB's got to be all points bulletin on Parham. They've got to find and contain him. For VMI, they need a good start. They've got to be focused from the tip, and then they've got to compete on the boards if they're going to win tonight.
All-time series, Western Carolina leads by 10. The midcourt jump, Gosselin and Lewis. The tip won by VMI. We're underway as this Southern Conference Men's Championship should be a great one. Garrett Gilkison, first shot of the game, and it goes down for the junior guard from Parkersburg, West Virginia, and VMI strikes first.
Now, Gilkison is a guy that can do a little bit of everything at both ends of the court. He's their second leading scorer, almost 11 a game.
Gosselin almost inadvertently got a hand on that ball. Gilkison, strong drive, and Gosselin the rejection. And the big fellow will take it to midcourt. Thomas getting it ahead, just checking into the game. Josh Cottrell, a freshman who's a long-range shooter for Western Carolina. Here's Gosselin trying for another 3 and nailing a second. Trey comes off a double-double against ETSU. Maybe he's starting to feel it late in his career.
Maybe so, and look, there's always a little more sense of urgency by a senior come tournament time if you've still got that focus and you're not beat up what could be a long season.
Marcus Thomas with the ball in his hands. He'll have games where you think he's the top scorer in the league, other games where he just doesn't have an impact. Gibson, creating his own shot, won't go down, and the rebound by Gilkison. Greg Parham now on the floor and a little bit too strong on the pass for Tyler Kramer, who goes past our camera guy down there. And look how gracious Tyler Kramer is. Little does he know that there is a control room full of folks who are, let's just say, expressing emotion toward what just happened to one of their colleagues, who look at him holding tough as the 6'10", 245-pounder came flying in.
And he's right back up, ready to go.
That's we've got some athletes on our crew, not just Dean the Dream doing color. We got some others here.
Sure we do. Hey, it's tournament time. This is as good a tournament as there is in the country this weekend or next.
Boy, what a nice move by Dotson coming in, leading the way offensively for Western Carolina, 13.4, and they're back up by 4 points.
Now, there's a reason Dotson shoots 60% from the floor among the league leaders. Everything in close. Bubba Parham, one of the few Keydets that can create his own shot. So when the shot clock gets down, it's advantage Western Carolina.
Dotson inside on Kramer. Second chance. Carlos Dotson, 6'7", 265. I think that speaks volume about what his game is all about. After jumping out quickly, there has not been a whole lot of flow offensively for VMI other than Bubba Parham. Sarju Patel, who really has come on in his sophomore season, averaging just about 10 points a game, and he gets on the scoreboard.
I like everything about him. 14 double-figure scoring games this season. Just a gym rat, according to the coaching staff.
Here in Asheville, North Carolina, the Bubba Parham Show is in town. See the thrills, the chills, the excitement.
Well, he's got 10 early points, and he's proven that he can do it a lot of different ways. Nifty little move right there to create some space. He's also doing it just with some effort plays. So a little push off right there, but boy, can he score the basketball. 8
30-point games this season for Parham. He leads all scorers with 10 so far, so he's on that kind of pace.
And he is someone that Mark Prosser has been addressing with his guys time and time again already in this game. Said you need to be airtight on him. He's going to shoot it every time he has the ball, so start making him uncomfortable, make that kid miss, and get some boards.
And a 31-30 advantage as Parham puts him back in front. Steger through traffic. Gosselin, who got off to a good start and adds to a solid first half for the senior. He's got 8 points, and back in front goes Western Carolina. 5 lead changes, and 4 of them come roughly within the past minute. Patel from outside. Gilkison scrapping, keeping it alive. And look at that interlock. Boy, you could have had a whistle on each guy. They might have to go to the monitor as they're enforcing that rule this year, but no whistle, and Patel finishing. I don't know who you would have rung up in that situation.
I was just getting ready to say, I'm not sure who was at fault there. Great run by Adam Sled in transition.
Counted and he's fouled. Sled will head to the free throw line.
And kind of the final step of being a winning program is learning how to win games, close games. Look for a high pick and roll right here to kind of free Parham or to find an open shooter.
High pick and roll means Parham goes where?
Well, he'll just read the screen.
In this case, he goes to his left, and Bubba Parham a few feet beyond the arc. VMI moves back in front by 2. Closing seconds, Halverson. He made a buzzer beater to force overtime a couple of weeks ago in Greensboro. That one, though, will fall off no good. And we arrive at halftime with the VMI Keydets up by a couple on the Catamounts of Western Carolina. VMI on the season 6-2 when leading at the half. Western Carolina, when trailing at the break, 0-22 in this 2018 and 19 campaign. But VMI, they scored early, had a quick 4-0 lead, and they lead by 2 at the break. Dan Earl with Stormy Bonatoni.
Well, Coach, was that or was that not just how you drew it up to take the lead there at the half?
I wish I could say it was how I drew it up. We wanted to get him in a ball screen, and whoever was the open guy, take the shot. And obviously, Bubba Parham has been making shots. He's a good player.
A good guy to have the ball in his hands. A close one throughout, 8 lead changes. How do you now start to create some separation for yourself in the second half?
Yeah, we just have to keep the defensive intensity up. I thought they got too many good looks, and then Dotson's a handful down low. Obviously, got to play his right shoulder, but it's going to be a dogfight, and we got to keep swinging.
Thanks so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please.
VMI looks to extend its longest winning streak since 2015. Mark Prosser at Western Carolina, Dan Earl and the Keydets. Game number 1 for the men's Southern Conference tournament in 2019. We're at the break. Keydets lead by 2 here in Asheville, North Carolina.
Where the Catamounts really have to dig in. They've got to guard VMI on that dribble penetration, which they did right there, force Lewis into a jump shot.
Dotson pulls down the rebound. Limited minutes for him tonight. 4 boards in the game. The big fella lost the handle. I don't think he realizes what an opportunity he had, but there's Gosselin to clean up.
Yeah, you're right. Dotson didn't know he was that close and that open under the basket. Thankfully, he did at least get it on the rim, and Gosselin was able to put it back. Nice job by Miles Lewis, just ran right to the rim. Didn't know where the ball was going to come off, but he knew if he made a play on the ball, could potentially get a new possession for his team.
Patel, on a team that includes Parham, he's a guy you also have to keep an eye on beyond the arc as he fires away. Sarju Patel, an 8-point lead for VMI, the largest by either team in the contest.
There's a lot at stake for both of these teams.
And Jake Stevens out of Bunker Hill, West Virginia from downtown. Another 3 for the big fella.
in listening in on that last huddle, he was telling Gilkinson that he needs to be tougher on Gibson. He's the one that it's his responsibility. Go up, be tough, pick it up on D, and guard him down. He also said, we're getting to the bonus, so getting fouled is good. Just play like you know how to play and guard up.
Steger trailed by Patel right into Stevens, and wow, just took it away from Ano Steger. I don't know if we give him credit for his 18th block of the year or not. Patel having a great second half, and he'll go to the line. Sarju Patel was 3 out of 3 before that drive to the basket for 8 points, and he'll have a chance to add to what is now a 10-point VMI lead. Keydets trying to make it a 3-game sweep against Western Carolina this season. They're 7:41 away from doing that.
Played against Skip Henderson for 4 years. When I was at Davidson, he was on some really good Marshall teams.
He and Tom Curry, Mr. Outside Inside. By the way, Parham will dribble across midcourt, tied for 7th best all time points-wise in a Southern Conference tourney game as the final seconds will wind down. For the first time since 2003, VMI will pick up a victory in the Southern Conference tournament. It comes as the number 8 seed as the Keydets win the very first game of this 2019 men's tournament, 96-83. They extend their longest winning streak in 4 years to 4 consecutive games. And it's win number 11 on the year, one of their better win totals they've had of late. Western Carolina's season will come to an end at 7-25.
Well, just a fantastic performance by VMI. I mean, led by Bubba Parham, and yet it was more than Bubba Parham. Sarju Patel, Garrett Gilkerson, Miles Lewis across the board, offensively, defensively. You got to be really happy if you're Dan Earl. You've got some momentum. Now, look, you've got nothing to lose. I know it's a really quick turnaround, but when you've got a guy like Parham, you got a chance even against the 22nd ranked Wofford Terriers.
So VMI will advance to face the number 22 team in the land and look to spring a major upset in our first game on Saturday. The Keydets with the victory over Western Carolina tonight. They get ready for a Saturday at the SoCon tourney. We're getting ready for game number 2. Sanford and the Citadel are coming up. For Dean Keener and Stormy Bonatoni, Pete Hannity saying so long for now. This has been a presentation of ESPN.